Aidan McLaren from the Black Sticks hockey team, and I'm joined here by Mark Stafford from the TAB, who's got a great offer for us.
I have, and what it is, if you're a hockey fan, which you are clearly because you're watching this, if you haven't got a TAB account, download our app, really simple, and deposit $20. And when you do that, put in the code HOCKEY, and what happens then is we will match that $20, so your balance will be $40, and we'll give Hockey New Zealand $20 as well.
Wow, that's a pretty cool offer. So if you start up a new account, deposit $20, the TAB will give you $20 and also give Hockey New Zealand an extra $20.
That's right, and so what they can do with that is develop grounds like this all around the country, develop the youth. Hockey's a growing game, that's why we're behind it. We love it. Hope you have some fun.
The grand final of the Challenge Trophy, the men's final at the National Hockey League. We've had one exciting finish already in the gold medal match in the women's competition. North Harbour winners over Central, and now it's Capital versus North Harbour in the men's final. And well, different routes for both these sides to get to this final. It's a very tight competition, but they've earned their places in this competition. Capital from the Wellington region, and they've got a number of very, very good players there, international players, Bradley Reid, Harry Miskimmon. They've got other players, Kyle Pontifex, who's played for New Zealand previously, Dane Letter's another one, and North Harbour too have a strong contingent of international players. Corey Bennett, James Coughlin, Stephen Edwards has been an international player, George Muir, and you go right down through their list, Richard Joyce, plenty of top line players, quality side, and it'll be a game of high quality in terms of skill. We've seen from these sides, we looked at the top four, Andrew, and there was not much between Canterbury, Auckland, North Harbour and Wellington Capital, really.
No, there's not much at all, and this will be, I think it'll be two styles of hockey too, so we'll probably have Harbour probably playing a little bit longer with a more structured approach from Capital. And we've got to remember, Capital come back in the last 2 days, winning both matches or getting results in the last minute of the matches, and it wasn't just one goal. Yesterday it was 2-1.
Well, the significant one, of course, was yesterday against Auckland, not so much against Southern, because they went in with a trial side trying to do things that they would face, and they scored 2 goals in the last couple of minutes. But to win against Auckland was a significant one. Now they have a chance to take a title, as do North Harbour, and the sun comes out late in the afternoon here, along with the wind blowing at the National Hockey Stadium. All in readiness, the whistle goes to start the game, and North Harbour come away with the ball right from the outset. A couple of players collide off the ball, and the Wellington players finally, or Capital, I keep calling them Wellington because they've got Wellington colours, but they're known as Capital, and they have the chance to rip the title from North Harbour, who are the defending champions. And I talked about different routes to get in the final. For a while, North Harbour looked as though they might miss out on the top four. They were disappointing.
They were sitting around fifth. There was actually an outside chance Central may have come through.
Indeed, there was a lot of opportunities, as was the case with the women's competition, as the ball is played forward by Corey Bennett down towards the deep defensive Wellington area. They come forward, and the ball played towards the New Zealand goal. Kyle Pontifex getting rid of it as Wellington try to get rid of the ball from their defensive area. The game was won between these two sides previously by Wellington Capital, and That was in the early rounds of this competition. So
On form, you would have picked Capital to take this match, but North Harbour have certainly improved in the last 2 days.
yeah, well, they're a dangerous side in this scenario, aren't they, in this final knockout competition. And they proved that against Canterbury. Their ability to come from behind and really take that game was a significant way in which they got into this final. Here they come forward again inside the Capital territory, and they look to try and clear it.
Just a wee bit scrappy to start with the game, but it'll be interesting once these two teams actually settle down.
Yes, well, it will be a testing out period for the first quarter, and we are unlikely to see what we saw from Canterbury and Auckland earlier in terms of early goals, but you never know. Young Yarn from the Capital side, forward to Harris. To Buckley, who is brought forward. He's an overseas import player, Harris. As a Wellingtonian who played a bit of in Auckland previously. Here's the ball inside the circle, Young Yarn. Chance of goal.
And it's going to
go.
go.
And scores! Bubble.
Number 20.
Already North Harbour are in dispute with umpire Tomlinson, but he's not interested in what they have to say.
And they'll be arguing about just the height of the ball, but it's a brave new world. Great first strike. He popped that ball up and just gave it death.
Yes, well, he's been a danger in the front line for the Capital for this whole tournament, and he's got some slippery skills.
Yeah.
There, he just had the finishing quality, and finishing is important when you get into those cut and thrust situations. Here comes North Harbour forward as Bradley Reid makes the initial tackle, but they've got a free hit just outside the 25. Coughlin inside the circle. Real rap at the ball from George Muir, who will be a significant part of this game too. So we have had an early goal, much against our expectations.
Yeah, I thought it would have been a bit tighter for a lot longer before we saw a score.
Ball played through to McIntyre. McIntyre out to Young Yarn. Holds the ball, does some of his jinky running, then offloads it to McIntyre. McIntyre holds the ball deep in the pocket and then flicks it back between the legs of North Harbour, and they get a 16. But there's a bit of a problem there for Jared Jones, who's limping off. He's done something and been replaced by Benedict Van Workum. That doesn't look too good when you hobble off like that.
Yeah, that's almost ended your game.
Yes, well, you've got to be able to move freely in this game. You can't afford to carry leg injuries. Here's North Harbour coming forward towards the Capital circle. Flick back into the field of play, but the defence is there to shut down any opportunity. And it's one area that Wellington, the Capital, I'm sorry, I'm going to say Wellington a couple of times because I think of them as Wellington. And that ball played into the goal, but not from a stick. They've basically backed their defence to be the strength of their game. They've gone through a few changes in trying to achieve a strong defensive pattern, and that will be important to see whether that comes to the fore today. Dane Lett has been the heart of that defence. Outstanding player for the Capital. He's been the captain of the side, and he's led them with real composure at times. He's not had too many substitution breaks that many of these players have. Here's the ball with Wellington again.
That's always the danger when you've got your strong player, especially down the back, and it's whether he's got the legs at the end of the week.
Well, he'll probably still come forward and take the penalty corners as he did against Auckland yesterday. And when you get to the final, your legs don't let you down, do they?
Well, you hope not.
Well, if they do, you shouldn't be playing in the final to some degree. You just have to leave nothing on the park. And I'm sure you'll see that from all players in this game. They know what's at stake. This is a much prized trophy. I've had a look at the Challenge Shield. It's a weather-beaten old shield. It's got a lot of proud team names on it. And here's an overhead that didn't become an overhead, and Van Workum picks it up. There's Buckley, loses possession of the ball to Muir. Muir unloads it holds to the ball as he's challenged by McIntyre. Again, the North Harbour players just meddling around a little bit at the back, and the high pressure defence from the Capital is there for them to try and cope with. Once again, they do. Free hit for North Harbour. Inside the circle. Chance for North Harbour at goal as goes towards the back line. They still managed to get it clear.
Yeah, it was a nice flat stick tackle in that circle from Capital, and they were given the opportunity to clear the ball.
Well, it's a free hit for Capital. And the player that I'm interested in looking at from North Harbour's point of view, and he to me has been one of the outstanding players, is Stephen Edwards, who wears jersey number 7, and I presume he's on the park. His number 7 is down there. And he's been very skillful in many of the, and played an important part in many of the strong movements that have been created by North Harbour. So that's what we've got to look forward to in this final. It's 1-0 to the Capital at the moment. 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. And already we've seen the intensity that we expected from it. Out to the left from Bennett. Unmarked there is Simons, is it? Is it Lum or Simons?
Lum, I think.
There's another injured player.
I think he's just taking a stick, so hopefully that's not too bad.
Yes.
He'll just run that off.
Where there's no real protection.
Probably got him right on the end of his big toe.
Well, something. Here's Finlayson. He's a pretty hard man. He was the guy that took the stick, but club competition in Wellington, he's a very physical, determined player. Here's the outlet by Blair Hilton. He's a much different role now in the game as he's getting a little bit older. He's more of a central player rather than an out-and-out striker. Here he goes towards the circle, loses possession of the ball, but Buckley's there to try and win it back. Can't do so, and Hilton comes back. Now North Harbour come away, but it's 4-on-1 at the moment. He's got to wait for some support. He'll get that support from a player coming in behind him, and that is Lum, the man we were talking about before. Plays back to Ben Edwards, Coughlin, Stevenson, Matt Simons, a Wellingtonian playing for North Harbour. Learnt much of his hockey in Wellington. It's the ball for Wellington, for the Capital, but North Harbour get the free hit. Played towards the circle. Chance, shot a goal, and cleared away by the keeper. Towards the edge of the circle. Again, the ball laid a bit high. The whistle goes from umpire Simon Taylor, and he is an experienced umpire. We'll talk about him a little bit later on. Here's Wellington putting a bit of pressure on Stevenson. Back to Bartholomew with the head shaved. Orange boots. They're popular, orange boots. Simons. Wellington trying to regain possession, but North Harbour have it at the moment. And they're very competitive, determined midfield pairing. They've got some strength there, and they're just not making their way through the Capital at the moment. Taylor calls for a free hit to the Capital. Yo, no, it'd be pushed back for probably Dane Lett to ease out of the defensive situation as they make a couple more substitutes. Not sure where Jared Jones is at the moment. He was the man who went hobbling off before. May not be seen again. And he's a key player in the latter stages of the Jones. He's a very busy, very determined player. He's got the fitness that keeps the performance going. And of course, if you lose one player with injury, makes it difficult for the others. Have to do a little bit of extra work. Here they come forward now. Capital going out wide. Oh, and a little shove in the back, but nothing.
Nothing. I think he got a stick in there. Just got the stick in front of the ball.
Well, it's an experienced shove in the back. Corey Bennett does it pretty well. McIntyre loose with that push forward. North Harbour quickly coming out of defence. Capital get the ball. McIntyre on the far side of the ground. He's got Hilton there to look after it for him. Across to Lett. They'll put a lot of play through Dane Lett. Played infield there by Matty Simons. But Young Yarn's there to pick up. Lett again. Across to Brad Reid. He was going to come back, but the player in the centre of the field, Lachlan, was there just to was there to prevent him from doing that. So they've got to come out of defence again. It's Bradley Reid, who's been an efficient defender too in this competition. The ball goes over the back line, free hit. Came off a foot. Here's North Harbour with it again. Inside the circle, flick back in and trapped and controlled clear. Reid. And then overhead. Down and controlled there over the sideline. No, just managed to keep the play in. Did before Dylan Stevenson. And he gets the ball forward to Corey Bennett, who's running up front a little bit. Manages to control it too. Great skills. He goes towards the right wing side and he opens up the play. Clever work. Well played there by North Harbour. They've got it back towards the Wellington circle. Chance to try and create a scoring opportunity or a penalty corner, but they come clear.
That's
again.
Great. That's great work from Lett. Just pressuring the ball carrier.
Good solid defence. Bradley Reid. Overheads down to Van Workum, who controls it well and goes infield, looking for some support. He hasn't got it there at the moment. He plays it onto the foot of one of the North Harbour players. Here comes a Wellington Capital player up towards the back line. There's Keeps, chance there and a reverse shot. Again, an opportunity for Harry Miskimmon. Cleared away. Once more, Capital will get an opportunity. Keeps gives away the free hit. Corey Bennett, experienced player, hard-nosed sort of competitor too. Stevenson comes out with the ball. Lays it back to Muir. Bennett again. Stevenson. Coughlin comes for Van Workum. Ball. Harry Miskimmon plays it onto the foot of Coughlin. They'll get a free hit. Matt Simons is there. He's no longer 5 metres away from the ball that he has to be. No, it wasn't. It was Stephen Edwards. Buckley. Miskimmon. Across to Bolhus. 1-0. Capital ahead in this Challenge Shield final. As hard and as intense as we expected as it counts down to the end of the first quarter. North Harbour come forward. They lose possession of the ball. It's taken past them by McIntyre. He holds the ball. Plays it across to Buckley. Buckley with space, but players all around him, but they don't want to lose possession of the ball. They'd much rather hold on to it with 4 seconds to go. The aerial ball down towards the circle, and the quarter time hooter goes. So a very intense first quarter.
You'd have to actually say that at the moment Capital would have the edge. We might just see that goal come back up.
Well, it was a very well taken goal. The ball was bobbling around a little bit, and Buttle had every opportunity to hit it home, and he did it most effectively. teams having their little chat, which is, I'm not sure whether it's a technical chat or whether it's just time for a breather.
There's a wee bit of both. You can only really get one message across. You know, we've got our coach Lala Lala just trying to get some structure back into his team. You can see him quite tense on the whiteboard or the green board.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a whiteboard now. They've traced it. Why have they got a green board? Is that because the turf's green?
Must be. But I'd say if he'd be fairly happy with his Cobras. So they're you know, they're playing with a good structure. I mean, if you look at their defensive unit, 3/4 of them are from the Black Sticks camp. So you know, you've got you know, I've obviously got Dane Led there that's really come to the fore in the last 12 months. Brad Reid, Harry Muskimen.
The interesting thing about a lot of these capital players is that many of them play in Auckland anyway. I mean, Harry Muskimen plays up there. Harris has been a player who's played in Auckland. McIntyre's played in Auckland, being even a local boy. I think there may be some others as well. But, you know, they all play each other on a regular basis, don't they?
Well, of course, when they're in that national squad, they're almost required. We won't say too much. Almost required to be based in Auckland for the squads. Much to probably the charging of some of the local associations.
Yes, indeed. Second quarter underway with North Harbour with the ball, and it's immediately an aerial ball, which is a little bit too strong.
So that's Mitch Haid throwing that overhead. So he's an ex-Canterbury from the Haids, so big hockey family in the Canterbury region. So moved up about 3 or 4 years ago to the Harbour, and the last couple of seasons he's actually played for the Harbour side.
Well, I guess if it helps them as individuals and it helps the quality of the hockey in the regions they go to, then it's got to be applauded, doesn't it? And the end result, they come back and play for their domestic provinces.
Yeah, well, it's just the reality of a national squad, but you know.
Already we've seen North Harbour come forward and put pressure on that defence, and that's what they want to do. They want to break down the Capital's ability to defend strongly, and so they've put that pressure on. Is the ball with Bennett, not controlled. The Capital come away with it. McIntyre down the line. The skills close to the sideline are ever present. Here's Bennett. He's certainly taken a significant role in this game.
Well, he's
not been so defensively placed, has he?
No, but and he's obviously had a huge role for Harbour during this week, because he's currently by a country mile the tournament league goal scorer.
Yes, and probably will retain that
easily.
Well, again, Wellington, the Capital's defence was strong enough to withstand that challenge. Bradley Reid, who's now in possession of the ball. Aerial down towards the 25. Young Yarn skillfully forward to Yo. And right across the face of the goal. There was only one player there and he was past everybody. So he has to chase after the ball, but it's still the Capital's ball. In the hands of Hilton. Back to Lett. Look support, everybody moves back accordingly, and then Dane Lett aerials it over the top to McIntyre, who is a little bit unlucky to get penalised again. That's the issue about the aerial ball. He was in position to take it.
Yeah, that comes back to a discussion earlier in the day. That will cause confusion to players at times, but I think the players just know, you know, they've got to play it and let the umpire make the decision, and if they're wrong, they're wrong.
North Harbour back on attack. Coughlin pushes the ball forward, looking to try and create something, pushes it too hard. There's Jared Jones. He's on his feet again, so he's had the injury repaired. It wasn't as bad as it was when he walked off. He's got his blue shoes put back on, and he's fine.
Yep, seems to be running freely.
Yeah. Well, there's a slight limp there, isn't he?
We won't be telling him if he's got a limp or not. Another 6 months to recover.
Oh, here's the...
Thank you. Yep, I was going to say
challenge.
we're going to straight to a green for 5 metres, not retreating. Basically, Harbour just restarted and he went straight in on the tackle.
There's that. Been sent off. Bollers, is it? There's Harbour. Again, looking to create pressure. The ball goes in the air and it comes off a capital stick.
Yeah, again, you've seen Simon Taylor trying to play an advantage on there, just seeing if something could come out of that. So a wee bit of push and shove going on in here.
Yes. Well, there'll be no shrinking violets in that lot, will there? They'll all be on an overdose of testosterone.
Yeah, I don't think Simon's very happy. He's talking to someone here.
Harry Muskimin's been hauled out. George Muir. Neither of those surprise me. I think it's George Muir, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Neither of them surprise me.
I think might
They
be.
play to the edge of the requirements.
The envelope, yeah.
Yeah, Simon Taylor is the man doing the talking to them. And this is his 25th year of national tournaments.
That's
He has been
incredible.
umpiring at national tournament for 25 years, and he got a presentation from the umpires at their dinner the other night, which to me is an outstanding achievement in terms of umpiring.
And of course, he's got big appointments later in the year with the World Cup in India.
Yeah. Well, here's the restart of play after the levels have been reduced. The hose had been applied, and here comes
And I think it's just saw a
Capital come clear. Oh,
possibly an area where Simon didn't know what quite had happened, and just let's have a chat, boys. Let's just chill down and not be too silly about the whole thing.
well, the end result is they have the final say, don't they?
Correct.
They have the cards and the whistle.
Yeah, but it is about control of your players and managing.
Yeah, manage
your
the
players.
game. Yeah.
Especially at this level. These it's not as much about the rules. The players know the rules as well as the umpires often, sometimes better.
Well, Harbour are playing the aerial ball. They've got a lot of men high as well, too. They've got 3 men inside the circle. And this time, the powerful strike into the circle from the stick of Warren Wild didn't achieve the desired effect. And so the Capital get a chance to release the ball. They've certainly got men up there. Stephen Edwards is right on the limit of the 5 metres to put some pressure on. And here they come forward again. Men up inside the circle once more, racing forward towards that circle. Again, the pressure from Bradley Reid. Excellent defender, Reid. He's certainly played well in this tournament. Pushes the ball over the back line in his defence, and they come away with a long corner. Strong period for North Harbour. They've gained some momentum and initiative. Here they've got the ball again. Flicked inside. Player gets a nudge in the back, and there's a free hit just outside the circle. Don't get caught doing, if you've had a warning, don't get caught doing that too many times. Ball cleared away, just a short distance, sticks are low. Buckley, the man defending that, he's an international player as well. Here's North Harbour, still with the ball, and a reverse flick onto the stick of Bolus. Cleared away towards the sideline, and Muskimin to challenge with a stick, and here's a chance now as Bradley Reid again does the excellent work. Played forward, F made on the far side of the ground. I think that's Harry Muskimin.
It was Harry.
And desperately trying to drag it in because he might have had a chance, although he would have been face first in the deck too. So perhaps that chance would have been nullified by that. Here's North Harbour again. Holding on to the ball. Corey Bennett on that side of the park now. The ball goes in the air. And Coughlin earns a free hit for Reid not retreating. Jones not retreating. Here's Bennett. Down the right-hand side. Defensive pressure is there. Again, Reid does a good job. And somebody else across on the far side. Number 16 for them is Harry Muskimen.
There's a bit of a shame there. Capital couldn't get that ball back to the right-hand side. Jones had found space and was running high.
Again, Harbour coming at them, and this is the time of the game yesterday that they found themselves in a situation where they really had to make a concerted effort, and they did against Canterbury. They're doing it again. Crossfield, long ball down towards the left wing side, but not accurate enough. So Dane Lett. Let's the ball go back in field to Hilton. Hilton just had the ball tapped away from them out to the left. Down again, it just doesn't find the connection, and North Harbour are very quick to make capital from that. 6 minutes to go until half-time. Muir with the ball, plenty of space, top of the circle, looks to go around Salam, gets it inside the circle, can't get round a defender, and once more there's a capital player there to tidy up. Still North Harbour, and it's certainly been a possessional battle. They've won that so far in this quarter, as Wellington have had to try and clear their lines on a regular basis. They've done it pretty effectively.
You know, their defensive unit is still looking strong, but Harbour has had the upper hand on this quarter.
Yeah, the waves keep coming.
Absolutely, and when, the midfield and the capital side is just not recycling the ball well, and the final passes just aren't there. 16.
Another free hit. 16.
16.
Must have gone over the back line.
Just over the back line.
So Reid brings the ball out. He's playing a central defender's role at the moment. Forward to Yo. Infield to Buckley. Buckley controls it momentarily, then gives it away to Bennett, whose positional player is outstanding. Here again is North Harbour with men running free, looking to try and get up inside the circle. They've still got possession of the ball. It doesn't take them long to get down into the capital territory. They're doing it pretty effectively. 1-0, Capital ahead at the moment. 5 minutes to go until half time. Ball with Muir played away towards the left-hand side, and goes over the sideline. Still with Harbour. Wellington have defenders back in number, and I suppose that's one of the reasons why they can't restart anything, because they've got so many men back. They haven't got the attackers up front as they have with Yo now, coming forward with the ball on the right wing side, plays it in field to Buttle. Buttle has got skill, takes it past one defender, Bennett towards the circle, still going, challenged by Bennett, who's gone back there with his stick between the legs and pushes the ball away. Clever defending. He was done for a moment, but then he got back into proceedings. Hilton went after that one. Overhead ball. Certain intensity about the game at the moment as both sides make their substitutions. Harris comes back into the game. So too does Harry Muskimen, who's had a little break just to go and get a breather and a drink. The sustenance required. 4 minutes to go until half time. Bennett. Aerial. Deep into capital territory. Into touch on the full. Scrum back. Dane Lett. Hilton, back to Lett. Young, skillful player. Gets it past the stick. Didn't get it past the stick. Didn't get it past the foot. Chance for Capital to have an attacking foray.
It's one of the rare periods into the attacking zone.
Over the back line. Make it a 16. Thompson, Stevenson. Back out to Young. Go again. Harris is running out to the right, back in field to Muskimen, gets it inside the circle, keeper out, kicks it up towards the halfway. Hilton manages to get the ball, takes it towards the 25, goes past one defender to Young, takes it inside the circle, flicks it towards the centre of the field, chance for Wellington, no, Hilton couldn't get it.
Great defence here from North Harbour, that was desperate stuff.
But that's the expectation at this level, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Both sides have really put in a strong defensive showing. Matt Simons comes out of the game to be replaced by Warren Wild. Corey Bennett up to the right wing side. Flicked it past one defender. Hilton is there, body in the way. Gives away the free hit. Across to Coughlin. Was trapped there by Buddle, so the North Harbour keep hold of the ball. It's gone inside the circle, but over the back line again for a long corner of Capital Stick. Well, here's a danger.
Oh, save.
Saved by the keeper. Still bobbling around in the circle somewhere, and they're trying to get the ball clear. Finally do get it away and get a free hit.
That was an outstanding save by Carl Potney. Just a wee tip up by the from the Harbour stick, and just got the bottom of his glove to it, just around above his ankles.
He's been outstanding through this tournament. He's, I think it's his last, he says, but he said that 5 years ago.
Well, he's been a strong player and a strong steward for Capital Hockey, or we'll say Wellington Hockey.
Another man who's always helpful to the umpires.
Goalkeepers see a lot of hockey. And we're a special people.
Overhead out towards the left. Brought under control, and then powerful drive, but once more cut out by the stick. The defender, I think it's Corey Bennett again. He's just positional players being most effective. Free hit for the Capital. They bring it towards the circle. Still going inside the circle. Tipped over the back line. Long corner.
Nice ball carry in, especially with only 20 seconds left on the clock. And again, just a nice clearance from Harbour, and they'll just chew the clock out now with 7 seconds to go.
So, a hard-fought quarter as well. The hooter goes. The players head off for their half-time drink and sustenance. And we have another quarter. This time, no goals forthcoming. The only goal coming in the first quarter for Wellington from Stephen Buddle. And they go to the half-time break with a lead of 1-0 in the Challenge Shield final.
When did the SUV become so precious?
I've been shaking. I love it when you go crazy. You take all my inhibitions. Baby, there's nothing holding me back. You take me places that tear up my reputation. Manipulate my decisions. Baby, there's nothing holding.
Free your SUV. Go further than ever before, now with a 5-year unlimited kilometre warranty on all Ford SUVs.
This summer, we are bringing hockey home with the FIH Pro League. 11 of the best teams in the world, including your Vantage Blacksticks, will meet in 8 double headers on our turf. It all begins in Auckland at North Harbour Hockey Stadium on January 27th, when the Netherlands come to town. Followed on February 1st by back-to-back matches against Belgium. On February 8th, we head to the Garden City and Napunawai for a double-header against Great Britain. Germany travels south for matches on February 15th. And Christchurch comes alive with the Pakistan men's and China women's teams on February 17th. In March, it's back to the City of Sails as the Blacksticks men face Spain and the women take on the USA on March 8th at North Harbour Hockey. Backed up by double-header action against Argentina on March 10th. Then in April, it's an Anzac Day extravaganza against Australia. Be there live for all the fun and flair of a festival of hockey for the whole family. Tickets are on sale Tuesday from ticketek.co.nz. The FIH Pro League 2019, bringing hockey home this summer.
McLaren from the Black Sticks hockey team, and I'm joined here by Mark Stafford from the TAB, who's got a great offer for us.
I have, and what it is, if you're a hockey fan, which you are clearly because you're watching this, if you haven't got a TAB account, download our app, really simple, and deposit $20. And when you do that, put in the code HOCKEY, and what happens then is we will match that $20, so your balance will be $40, and we'll give Hockey New Zealand $20 as well.
Wow, that's a pretty cool offer. So if you start up a new account, deposit $20, the TAB will give you $20 and also give Hockey New Zealand an extra $20.
That's right, and so what they can do with that is develop grounds like this all around the country, develop the youth. Hockey's a growing game, that's why we're behind it. We love it. Hope you have some fun.
So the hosing continues to ensure that not only the ground gets wet, but we the they just want to make sure that the surface is perfect for the players for the final half hour of this Challenge Shield final, live from the National Hockey Stadium. Hockey New Zealand and Wellington Hockey. We'd like to thank sponsors, Ford, naming rights sponsor for the Ford National Hockey League, Vantage, the principal partner of Hockey New Zealand, Educare, New Zealand Community Trust, Trillion Trust, Absolutely Positively Wellington City Council, and Wellington Hockey. They are those who support this event, and of course the sponsors support on an annual basis a lot of what goes on in hockey. So we thank them for that. As pictures return, even though the hoses are still working on the far side of the ground, the ball boys, they're the ones that have the hardest deal, I reckon, because they've got to stand out there and get wet. Players go into the dugout or the house, and they don't have to worry too much about the wetness that comes forward.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. We've got the Tiger Turf, which is a New Zealand firm making artificial surfaces, starting to develop and trial, and they've installed watering systems that actually come up from underneath.
Yes.
So I believe Cromwell's had one installed and was very successful earlier in the year. So.
Well, this one, of course, has been down for a long time, so I suppose it was the original innovation, and you know, as turfs are becoming more and more popular, so the watering system is.
Well, at the end of the day, we don't like spraying our spectators, as happened between the games when we've got the wind going on this side.
But then those who have to play on the turf that has got sand and stuff in it don't like the gravel rash that they get, knee and such like. However, that's what goes with playing sport at this level. The hose is just about finished. The players back out in the middle. Wellington, well, they'll be the happier, slightly happier side. They have the one goal at the moment. North Harbour have had opportunities, and I'm sure will continue to gain those opportunities. But we've had a very close first half of this game. I don't imagine the second half is going to be any different.
No, and Harbour will probably continue to keep the pressure on. They started to exert some excellent early pressure in the last quarter. Capital came back in the last 3 or 4 minutes, but Harbour, if they can carry it on, will take that emphasis into this next quarter. They're going to have to score quite early, though.
Well, they've got to realise, there's a situation where both sides have dangerous attackers who are given half a chance, will take that half chance. And we saw that with the one goal. There was a half chance there and completed. The execution was right from Buddle. And we've seen other opportunities from both sides that the defence has been just able to cope with them.
Yes. And probably at the moment, you have to be fairly impressed with the Capitals' defence. That unit of Lett, Reid, even Harry Muskimin when he pops back into that area, it just looked the part.
Yes, Kyle Pontifex is also a key member of that, but the same can be said for the anticipation and the skill of Richard Joyce, a young man in the North Harbour goal.
And, he's really developed over the last 12 months. I've watched him come through 21s and a whole heap of other NZ programs, and might have been slightly critical at different times, but he's certainly stamping his mark on New Zealand hockey at the moment.
Well, the clock has counted down, 8 seconds, and we will have a resumption of play in the third quarter, and it'll be with Wellington Capitals ball, and immediately set off there by Daniel Harris. The aerial ball set by Dane Lett. What changes do you think the coaches would have been talking about in terms of what their players need to do?
I think if I was Hemant Lala, I'd be chatting just about holding the ball through the midfield a wee bit on that, after that second quarter. That was what was letting them down. Harbour probably just carrying on like they have been. They the last quarter they actually put on good pressure. They just need to now finish.
Well, clearance made by Brad Reid. Dane Lett is back and uses Reid to get the ball clear of the defensive quarter, but that full court press that Harbour have used most effectively is back there looking to try and create issues, and they've done it pretty effectively. Capital can't get the ball clear, and that's what they pride themselves on. This time they do get it up towards the halfway mark, and Yo is the man who gets it over halfway, but then loses possession of the ball. It's left to Coughlin, played towards the back. Full court press almost by the Capital as well, as North Harbour try and come away through Matt Simons. He's pressured and gets pushed a little bit as well, and a free hit is given away to North Harbour. Deception made. Muskimin.
So it's this area here that we want Capital just to tighten up a wee bit, and good ball transfer through this midfield.
To Buddle. Buddle pushes it forward, and it's Walhus who is there to retain the ball on the sideline. Hilton, Walhus. Challenge, gets a free hit. The defender doesn't get away. Simons. And finally, it's scrambled by North Harbour, who come away through the form of Lum. Still holds the ball, then links up with Edwards. Edwards gets a free hit. Bradley Reid, tigerish in that defensive structure that he maintains. They've got men up high. Muir, Coughlin towards the circle, and then reverse stick inside the circle. Not effective enough. The player he was looking for had actually overrun it.
Yeah, I think it was just a wee bit of a speculator just to see what could happen.
Hilton, Lett, finds McIntyre, Reid. Hilton's gone back to do some defensive cover.
Nice work here from Capital. Oh, I don't know what that came off.
It can't have come off a Capital player that have had the whistle blown, haven't they? Yeah. Deep. Buddle, oh!
That was a excellent work from Capital. Just the last pass, just the last trap. Disappointing.
Yes, it was a good setup too.
He found himself some space.
Here's North Harbour again, trying to come out of the defensive quarter. Capital is starting to put a little bit of offensive pressure on.
Harry Miskimen just putting pressure on there, just wee obstruction, but it's good to put that pressure on the Harbour player. He won't feel so comfortable just mucking around with it there.
Well, you force them to do something they don't normally do, don't you? That's what happens. They have to find some other way of handling the situation. Jones with the ball. Holds it on halfway, then overheads to Miskimen, who brings it under control. There's a couple of players back there in pressure. Corey Bennett, who's done an excellent job, pushes it over the sideline, gets a free hit, does Miskimen. So he's got to find someone to play it to. And he goes aerial, but will it be safe enough? It's gone out.
He'd be a bit disappointed about his execution there. He was looking for off on the far side, and that was just pure execution was lacking.
So they've got to come out of defence again as Harbour bring the ball forward fairly quickly. And out towards the man on the left, who is Patton. Chance for Harris. Takes the ball to the circle, he's challenged. Gets the ball in further inside the circle. Chance for him, the keeper's on the ground and looking for a penalty corner and get it. Oh, they were scrambling. That could have been a goal.
That was fantastic work on the baseline. Joyce came out to really put the pressure on, and even he was beaten.
Well, once he was beaten, of course, a goal could quite easily have come. It was just the torrid defence that was around Harris.
And Joyce is a big man to go around. He's a tall man. So that was good work from both sides.
Yes, Harris did that superbly.
So again, that's the advantage of the auto pass. He recognised that he had the sideline hit, and he just pinned his ears back and went.
Well, it opens up an opportunity. Who have we got there? We've got Buckley, Lett. Sometimes they've used McIntyre, but he's not there. So they're going to use either Buckley or Dane Lett. Young is the man who's going to drag back from the baseline, the back line. And let's see what it produces. Here's Lett towards the goal. It's stayed by a stick. Yeah.
So good work from the Harbour runners.
Jones. Gets challenged with the stick. Keep the play going though. Reed, nice ball forward inside the 25. But once again, the pass is astray, and the player gets taken down. Might have been Blair Hilton there, I think. Was it? No, Daniel Harris.
Just get the feeling Capital's just taking a wee bit of a centre seat here. They're Harbour's just struggling to come forward and find the gaps. Hate saying it because of course as soon as you say that there's a counter attack.
Yeah. Well, at some stage they have to get a dominance in their attack too, don't they? They can't afford to soak up pressure the whole time.
So Harry Miskimen just coming off having a break, and Blair Hilton coming on. So Harry's actually been all over the pitch. He's been doing an enormous amount of work.
Bradley Reed, aerial ball, and played down by George Muir across the sideline. Here's Dan Young. Taps it forward for Keeps. Keeps holds the ball for a moment. Keeps the ball. That's out to Reed, who then goes back into his defensive situation because
there's big holes between the front three runners and the rest of the North Harbour defending, so there is space there for Capital to exploit in the midfield, and that's where their passes, or where they're connecting their midfield passes.
Here they come again inside the circle, cleared away by Joyce, powerful towards the 25, then trapped again by Capital player inside the circle. They bring it under control, looking to try and get it clear, but they certainly look to open up their attacking front runners, Capital. And we're seeing much the same now as North Harbour try and bring it out. They get it out as far as Lum. The ball goes in the air. He collides with Young, gets a free hit, takes it quickly, holds it down the right wing side, pushes it forward. Again, there's a chance here for North Harbour as they get towards the circle. Free hit, and it'll be taken quickly towards the circle. Dane Lett is there defending. He's got his stick down low, and they get Bradley Reed in behind. Does the tidying up. He just crawls out towards the sideline, and the ball is flicked on by the two defenders.
Yeah, good small games here. good composure by Let and Reid, and just go down the sideline, so they'll be able to clear from this now.
Yeah, well, they were waiting for the defender to put over. Oh, that's dangerous from Reid. Shot across the face of the goal.
Just behind Lum, I think it was, just sliding in. Was that Lum?
It might have been.
No, who was that player there?
Is it?
Great opportunity for North Harbour there.
Hendricks?
Yeah, he may have just started to slide a wee bit early.
Well, they look to try and build something up again. He said it was just a slight error made there by the Capital. Here's Buckley, intercepts, finds, keeps, playing for Van Workum. Ran nicely into space, gone past one defender. He kicks it though, and then lifts his head in disgust as they lose possession of the ball. Good tackle there made by Reid. And Workham again loses the ball to Matt Simons, who gets challenged and then takes it nicely past. Powerful shot towards the centre of the field, deflected off a player, and they get a free hit from a foot. So possession is being turned over pretty rapidly. Buttle. Ball flicked down by Van Workum. Looking for opportunities. At the moment it's North Harbour who have to do a fair bit of the descending. Bartholomew back into the game. Haven't seen a lot of him. He might play a big part in the second half. Simons played forward. Reid it is who manages to do the interception. Played nicely for Hilton, left by Buckley. That was clever stuff. Hilton then back towards the man who's on at the moment for them. That's Lachlan Patton. Time for a breather for some of the players. There's 5 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. Bartholomew. Stevenson, aerial ball.
That's a well-executed ball. Well, he didn't actually. If he'd taken the overhead straight away, it would have been a fantastic receive. But
Reid back to Let. Again, North Harbour coming forward in numbers to really put that offensive pressure on. And so Patton holds the ball, flicks it away nicely to Reid, who's overlapping into space, going forward towards the 25, controlled it, he's challenged, can't quite keep hold of the ball, so Harbour have it. Away to Edwards. Edwards has been relatively quiet, he's done some pretty good things today, but he's just given away a free hit.
I think you might find Capital's just taken him out of the game. There just hasn't been an opportunity.
But then that's let others into the game. Of course, you've seen the likes of Muir and Lum, haven't you? Number 15, Jerem. Ball lifted. So another free hit. Dane Lett. McIntyre coming into the defence. Bradley Reid having a bit of a spell. Probably needs it. A lot of hard work. Dane Lett will marshal the forces. Are they going to bring anybody forward towards him? Ball played to Patton. Still with the ball. Patton goes towards the circle. Holds it, takes it in towards the circle again. Bartholomew's there to do the tackling. A chance at goal from Van Workum. Onto one of the defenders. The ball is over the back line. That was a good attacking movement.
Double just couldn't quite get on the Tommy and get that onto Joyce. Some hard tackling going in from Harbour though at the top.
Yeah, well, there's some experienced tacklers there. Some very experienced. Yeah, well, I mean, Bartholomew doesn't let grass grow under his feet, does he?
No, I see him most weeks at club hockey, so he's actually lives in Christchurch now.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So, obviously going back home to I'll call it state of origin, but home of origin. His old man would probably franchise him and kick him out of the family if he played for anyone else.
Well, here comes North Harbour. 2:24 to go to half time. Three-quarter time. Shepherd there from two of the North Harbour players, so the free hit comes to Capital, and they'll just slow things down a little bit while they're in the defensive situation. Played across field. McIntyre. Across to McIntyre. Oh, he's lost the ball too, and this is a problem for the Capital. No, they get a free hit out of it anyway. Young. Plenty of space. He's got Jones deep in the pocket on the left wing side. Just holds the ball, waiting for support. Finds it in Patton. Patton does a 360 and then goes around a couple more times. Lays it across to McIntyre. Out to the right to Bolus. Long corner. Skimming. Buckley holds the ball, uses to Mr. Reliability. Dane Lett decides to come forward, so the defence goes into that gap. Almost beats McIntyre, who fires it forward. Controlled totally. Muskimmon finally gets it, but gives away a free hit.
So in the last minute now, I'd imagine we'll see something to a speculator going up.
Yeah, well, I want to keep hold of the ball, North Harbour, if they can at the moment, and create an opportunity. Here's Bartholomew, the man with the power. It's taken by McIntyre. Finds Muskimmon. Buckley. Out to Young. Looks for options. There isn't any. And he finds Edwards in his way, so he gets an obstruction free hit. Young will take it. 15 seconds to go. They'll hold it right until the last minute. Lett goes underneath it and lifts it down towards the deep. It's gone there for keeps, and they get a long corner. 2 seconds to go. I don't think they're going to have time. No, they're not. That's the hooter, but that's the end of the third quarter. Capital ahead by 1-0. And again, another intense quarter. I think the first quarter must have been very much the Capital. We gave the second quarter to North Harbour in terms of possession. That was pretty even, wasn't it? It started strongly for North Harbour, but the Capital came back more and created opportunities.
Yes, and then we had a slight swing back to Harbour at the end there. So you are noticing, I think you're finding Harbour's really starting to drop their first 9 players back as quickly as they can, and they're just leaving the 2 guys high. There's big opportunity for Capital to come through the middle.
Well, of course, the final quarter, they're the ones that are going to have to make the play at some stage, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Either to get a 1 goal and a draw, yep, or to get the 2. We know they're capable of it. They've done it in the past, but we also saw the Capital ability to get 2 goals in the space of 60 seconds as they did under pressure yesterday.
Probably disappointing from Dave Kassouf's viewpoint as coach is the lack of penalty corners for Harbour. You know, they really haven't created anything down there, and Bevan's actually been scoring 10 PCs in this competition. So, you know, he's obviously on form, and they haven't been able to use him as a weapon.
The North Harbour ladies just proudly displaying their trophy wear, walking around celebrating as they have every right to do. Winners and North Harbour have been pretty successful, haven't they, at this competition, because they've won senior titles as well, didn't they? Men's senior title?
And the women's senior title.
Okay, so they've got 3 titles, a chance of 4.
Chance of 4. So there's everything to play for, and I would imagine if they can take a win here, they'll push really, really tightly for the Ramesh Patel, which is a competition, points competition across different age groups. So they'll be right in the contention from that.
Well, here we go. The clock is ready, and the last quarter of the Challenge Shield final. What has Dave Kassouf decided that his players will do? They'll probably have that full court press again in terms of their front runners. Here's Bolhus trying to get the ball forward. Can't do so. So it's opened the gate for North Harbour just to come towards the Wellington circle. It's lifted into Reid in defence, but they get a long corner from it.
This might Could be the battle of the nerves. Could be just one mistake breaks the game.
So an overhead ball from Guy, and played out towards the left wing side, looking for somebody on the baseline, and they get a free hit just outside the circle, is it?
So the umpire's just
Long
trying
corner.
to... Long corner. Both umpires
They were
communicating.
they were claiming a penalty corner, weren't they?
Trying to.
That's a free hit just outside the circle. The aerial ball has been an important part of things. Here's the ball inside the circle. They've got it quickly, but it's cleared away by Lett. As far as McIntyre, he overheads down for the chasing Harris. He's going to have a run with Bartholomew, who doesn't look the quickest, but he's outstripped Harris. That was the biggest sprint that I've seen from Joe Bartholomew for a while, and he knew he had to let go, and he did. Here's the clearance. Up to Guy. Forward to Edwards. Played into Volhus. They get a free hit. Taken back. Guy again with the free hit. Takes it deep. Deflected by Lett. Cleared away. Young. Nicely forward to Harris. There's a good chance. Played out towards Yo, who's got a long run down the left wing side. Keeps going deep and in reverse into Harris. Controls the ball. Still going towards it. Takes a foot. That'll be a penalty corner.
Great play from Capital there.
Couldn't get his foot out of the way. But he knew it was coming. But very cleverly done by Harris. They've got a penalty corner.
And you notice there, if we do see a replay, that Capital were getting men up. Bubble was coming off the right-hand post. So it had to be stopped by someone.
Dane Lett's just got the information about what they're going to try and do with this one. They'll probably bring out a variety that we haven't seen before from them. This is when you keep your big ones, isn't it, for these moments?
Well, as long as they're practiced well and you can drill them.
Well, Young just working the ball to make sure he gets it in the right place. Letters up there, so too is Buckley. It's out. And Dane Lett off to Yo, and he was going to flick the ball, but he fell straight over the top of a defender. It'll be a long corner.
So it was a... they were trying something new. Harbour were equal to the task, though. They saw the deception.
Some of them must have played in Wellington. Is on foot, so that'll be a free hit. Taken very quickly inside the circle. Can't get it beyond the back line, though.
Yeah, they just punched it a wee bit too hard there.
Well, North Harbour got the ball forward. Again, good tackle made. Simons is in there to get the free hit. Colin out towards the right hand side to Guy, back to Simons, forward to Guy, cleverly done. The defenders all around him, they've got good numbers in there. Free hit coming the way of North Harbour, the pressure being applied. Both ends of the park.
Speculator coming on.
That was George Muir, wasn't it? He was in position, he got the flick, but just went over the back line. Kyle Pontifex not troubled by it. The hard runners are being replaced, getting their break. Dane Lett out towards the left wing side to Bolus. Loses possession. There's Edwards, skillful player. Gets it towards the circle. Chance now for Harbour, but it's cleared away by the defence. Here's Reid, who's playing the ball forward. Finds a man deep. Keeper well out of position. Taken towards the... Oh, and hit over the back line. Ooh.
Yeah, Capital making the ask.
Yeah, so it'll be close to a PC.
Yeah, it was close.
And they've got a long corner. They've lost possession of the ball. Corey Bennett. He'll play a significant role, I would think, in the remaining minutes of this game. Ball played forward. There's Yum chasing it down towards deep. It'll be a long corner. That's not taken where it should have been taken from. It was right out by the touchline, but never mind. Here's Capital coming away with the ball. Harris holding the ball. What a skillful player he's been. McIntyre. It's the ball out, so they have to have a push in again. I don't think the Capital are going to get the ball for you. You've got to get it for yourself. Here they come. And Long one down the touchline.
Just relieving some pressure.
Well, they know that Harbour are going to leave nothing in the tank. They'll come at them. And they've decided left wing structure at the moment. That's a direct line, but that goes over the sideline, so it'll be hidden from the sideline. It's not a long corner. It's not a 16. I don't know that Edwards knows the difference between 5 yards and 3 yards. He's always within the 5.
Now you're talking like an umpire. No, they tend to.
As long as they're consistent.
They tend to push it a lot harder and allow a little bit more leeway here.
Trying to bring that under control, Jared Jones, but North Harbour are coming forward in numbers. There's plenty of them. The defenders are getting back too. Chance for them just to get it inside the circle. Reed is challenged. They get a free hit just outside the circle. Still going with it. Trying to bring it under control. Get it cleared. No, another free hit.
Not quite sure what that was. It might have been another foot maybe. Scrambling defence there.
The challenges are there. Edwards is the man who's been entrusted on that side of the park, and we know how skillful he is. Inside the circle, nicely done, and a chance. No, it'll be a long corner off the defender.
There was that number 7 McIntyre shooting that down, was it? Good pressure, because if that ball had come through, there was a Harbour player just off Cole Pontiac's left hand.
Yes, well, of course, the Capital will be conscious that they don't want to get a foot involved inside the circle, do they?
Well, as we said, Corey Bennett's been scoring, is the leading goal scorer. Here we have another chance here for...
Reverse stick, thrash at the ball, but Pontifex had the corner of the net covered. Dane Lett goes in the air, down to Van Wickham. Just flicks it forward, trying to keep it in play. Doesn't do so. Jared Jones. Bartholomew, we know he's got a strong hit, but he's going to flick it back to Corey Bennett. And he's got the flick working. Not controlled by anybody. And of course, the overhead ball is difficult for them now because the sun's shining very low and it's very hard to see.
Well, especially for the defenders, so that'll be capital in this half.
Yeah.
So it is worth, especially into this right-hand attacking corner.
Well, there's another chance. 7 minutes to go. Simons with the ball, challenged by Finlayson. Gives away a free hit.
It was a strong challenge. He had a crack at it, but he was just caught wanting.
Bennett goes aerial again. And again, you see there's the 5.
Yeah, no, I'd probably go with that one.
Well, there's a lot of determined players, and there's a lot of body checking and
you'll find
but they're going for the ball.
Yep, but you'll find now the umpires will get a bit closer, maybe. They'll certainly be watching things a wee bit more carefully.
Well, another aerial ball brought under control, and that one goes against the Capital. So they've got to get back and defend.
High ball coming in, danger coming into the circle. Pontiac just looks like, oh, well, it's just another day in the office. He's so relaxed.
He'll probably come up and take a penalty corner. Reed.
Pressure here. He's got to be careful. Not a great place to lose possession, and that's what's happened. Yep, there's advantage against Capital here.
3 men on him though. Danger Coughlin.
He beat himself. This is dangerous.
Ooh, that's close again.
Yeah, Capital
16 yard.
Capital calls that. It was all their own fault. They gave up an easy, gave up possession and put themselves under their own pressure.
And that one's another one where they've given up possession. Young couldn't bring it in. So they've got to be careful. They know that there's going to be a few tricks applied by the North Harbour attackers. They've got the skills. We're going to see different range of those skills.
So you can see Dave Kassouf now on the coach on the sideline. He's got the bib, so he's considering taking Joyce off and getting that extra striker onto the pitch.
Well, 5 minutes to go.
I dare say it'll be in the next 90 seconds to 2 minutes.
Lett finds Buckley, challenged, loses the ball. North Harbour player loses his. Edwards, dangerous player, goes charging into Dane Lett, gets a free hit for the obstruction. Matt Simons takes it the 5 metres, then holds it straight into Bolhus, the defender. Again, Edwards tries to get the foot inside the circle, but manages only outside the circle. Here he is again. And the chance now for Simons. Saved by Pontifex over the back line.
Mr. Cole, he just headed that away as if nothing had happened. Here comes the goalkeeper change, I think. Yep.
Corey Bennett's got to put the shirt on, and Richard Joyce has to take the rest. So, they've got a man with goalkeeping privileges. Allows them to put another man forward.
And I think this could be successful for Harbour. They've given Capital some dangerous spots here, and that extra man into the attacking zone will be difficult to defend.
Well,
a bit of pushing and shoving going on already in here. They haven't even started the ball.
They've got everybody up there.
Yep. Dave Thompson just going in just to settle the boys down, just a wee bit of push and shove, a wee bit of handbags. 4 minutes 18 to go. Anything could happen in this game.
Corey Bennett, this will be a power hit. Not successful enough. Gets another free hit though.
That was outside, so he could go for a straight deflector. There's goal!
Oh, scored two! Defensive deflection, and man, Johnny on the spot.
That's
Jerem, is it?
Yep, number 16.
Yes, indeed. So the keeper will be back on immediately. Well, this is going to be 4 minutes of intensity.
Well, as I said to you, anything could happen in this game, and Harbour have just done it.
Indeed. Well, Capital with the ball. Bolhus. Lett. Edwards pursuing him. Goes at him again. Keeps with the ball. Finds Miskimmon. Out towards the right wing side. McIntyre coming forward. Sweeps it towards the centre of the park. Coming forward. They've got possession again, North Harbour. Coughlin. Edwards. Back to Coughlin. Close to a Shepherd, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was close. It was far enough away, I suppose, but... Getting that across... That's work.
So
Just couldn't quite control the bounce of the ball coming into the circle.
Capital get a free hit. They've got to get down into the territory and create an attacking opportunity. At the moment, the Harbour pressure in the defensive zone is pretty excessive. Harry Miskimmon takes the ball forward.
Yeah, just unfortunately just punched it a wee bit too high.
Bradley Reid goes out towards the right. There's no one there. So he holds it back. Blair Hilton forward. Cut out by the defender. Here they come forward again. North Harbour, and they're still coming forward. Trying to control the ball, but no. It's the defence of Dane Lett. He brings it forward, up over the halfway. He'll take it all the way. Pushes it down deep. Trying to bring it inside the circle. Hits a foot. But it's a Capital foot. Keeps was the man.
Yeah, I've got a feeling there's a few men that are getting pretty tired of here.
Yes, well, they're going to have a shootout, aren't they?
Well, we've got 150 to go.
Well, that's right, if there's no goal scored. And there were 2 in the last minute yesterday, weren't there? Well,
Are Capital going to do it for the third time in this week? Here we go.
McIntyre continues, challenged, still going. Oh, and he's
Good last
in a
tackle.
collision.
Yeah, good last tackle from Harbour though.
Well, this is where you set up your strategic play, isn't it?
Okay, we're in the last minute of the game.
So they got a free hit. North Harbour, clock still running.
Yeah. Capital will be wanting that ball back on the turf.
This is the time that you want possession. At the moment, North Harbour have got it. Aerial ball. McIntyre controls it. Sends it into Lett. Lett will set off downfield. Out towards the left wing side. Buckley. Jones.
Finding Lett
Through for
again.
Lett. And he's got space up towards the circle. Dacks it out towards the left wing side. Held there by... and free hit.
Yeah, just a long corner. I
Long
think.
corner.
So they've got 25 seconds to get this recycled into the game. So this might be the last play of the game. 15 seconds to go. And they'll have to try and get inside the circle. And I think we'll have another long corner, and I would suggest we're into shootout time.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Dane Lett. Oh, unable to do it. That is a shootout time.
Well, the risk for North Harbour, they took the keeper off, they got their reward, and now they've got the ability to play for the final.
Yeah. And this is the worst possible way for any side to go into a final, isn't it? It's one of the things that is part of a game, but it's a harsh way to decide. It's all very well when you get points for round robin play, but this is gold and silver material, isn't it?
Yep, it's a brutal way to win and lose.
So the players shake hands, then they'll go through the process of deciding who's going to take the shootout. And
this process should be about 5 minutes before we have to start play, so there is a time on this process. So teams won't be able to muck around too much.
we just see that goal scored by Buttle initially, and that was the first goal that was scored. The teams congratulate each other, and then
That's an awesome goal.
the goal that decided it, yeah, and that was, he was stretching, wasn't he? It wasn't as if it fell straight to him.
No, he dived.
That's when the defenders have an argument and say, came off the back of the stick.
No, I don't think there's many discussions on that one. So what will be interesting now is who will be the five people from each team to take their penalty shootouts.
Well, I'm sure that both coaches have already decided they know who the skillful ones are. They know the ones who want to take the shootout. You don't want to give it to somebody who doesn't enjoy it.
You've nailed it on the head. It's not necessarily the most skillful player. It could be just the most confident player. Because this is all about up top between the 2 years on this competition. And the keeper's got all the power. So this will be the old versus the new. So you've got Richard Joyce in goal, who's very, very, very good on these, and obviously Kyle, I would presume, would be fronting up for the Capital side.
Well, the thing is that goalkeepers don't want to get down too early. They've got to stay on their feet as long as they can.
And of course, Joyce is such a tall man; he's hard to get around when you do try to get around him. So this is going to be an intense battle.
Yes, well, they're going to have to be slick to do it. So they're going to be using the western end of the ground for the strokes, as has been, or the shootout. Used to be penalty strokes, but it's a shootout now.
So the clock will count down for 8 seconds, controlled by the umpires. Penalty stroke can be awarded.
Yes.
Retakes, so it does bring in an element of the umpiring, making sure they get it right too, so there's pressure on the umpires as well.
Yes, well, I hope that the clock system and the hooter is working, because they had a problem in one of the games, didn't they, where they didn't hear the It was a women's game, wasn't it? Central versus Midlands.
Yeah. And to be honest, it just brings another aspect, which is the technical side. And over the years, we have had problems in this area where mistakes are made from the technical benches, which has had to result in replays days later at competition. So it's got to be done properly.
They've tossed the coin, and James Coughlin is going to take the first one. So I presume North Harbour won the toss. You generally take the first, don't you?
I think you would.
You don't want to be chasing.
They put the pressure straight back onto Capital. And of course, if you sink the first one, that puts the doubt into the keeper as well.
Yes.
So it's
But if you save the first one, of course, the doubt gets switched over.
It's all a mind game. Keepers love this stuff.
A few of the players getting a little bit cold too. They've got their blankets on around them. Commentators getting a little bit cold. Here's James Coughlin with the first of the penalty shootout, and he's managed to get it past Kyle Pontifex.
I thought he worked Coughlin well. He had pushed him wide. He just didn't go. He probably would have wanted to have gone down on that at some stage. May have just got a wee bit foot tied there.
Well, Blair Hilton is the first up for the Capital, and the pressure goes on to him immediately.
Joycey playing a few mind games here, just doing the wee strut as he came in.
Blair Hilton's got a lot of experience in his back pocket. So here he goes, taking his chance.
Yep.
And saved. So Blair Hilton goes down injured as well.
I think he's rolled as he's fallen. We've got all sorts of drama today. I don't think Joyce is aware of what's going on, but clean tackle by Joyce, just the stick tackle.
Well, I guess that's the way the umpires rule it, because you can quite easily take out the stick by doing that as well, can't you? I've seen that happen. But they aren't retaking it, so it doesn't seem as though they're retaking it.
Well, no.
Oh.
I'd say that's a 16 given. The 8 seconds is gone. I couldn't see much wrong with the tackle from Joyce, so I just think it's just an unfortunate accident, and Blair's he's pulled something that's not just from. No, he's not good. He's either hurt a hip or he's lost a hammy in that. And maybe, because I thought he got quite close to Joycey, and you wouldn't normally do that, so that may have gone on, pinged on him as he was coming up in the dressing room.
Well, he's a man who's had these injury problems too, of course.
Yeah, which is quite sad if it's a repeat of what he's already had.
So who have we got here now? Is this George, or is it Jerem?
Who's George? No, it's neither.
It's a save made by Kyle Pontifex, and the 8 seconds, so that's put a bit of pressure back on the next man for Capital, and that's Ben Van Workum.
So obviously they're not trusting the shootout clock on the scoreboard, so it's all done old school with the hooter.
So 1-0 to North Harbour at the moment. This is the third being taken by Capital, and taken very well by Ben Van Workum. 1-1.
1-1 and a third. I think it's the third being taken now, is it?
Yeah, this is the third being taken by...
this is the boy Jerem, I think.
Jerem, yeah.
Kayla Jerem. Yeah, he's a young player that played in a couple of provinces, originally from County Manukau as a primary school kid. Played a bit in Auckland and now in the Harbour.
Right. Kyle Pontifex is there, looking to try and save this one, and he's got the stick.
Yep.
And penalty stroke.
There's a stroke sitting in
Pushed
there.
him.
No, I think it might have been the stick tackle. I think he's saying a deliberate stick infringement on this. He was trying to slide or do a shave tackle. Got to remember these umpires are also mic'd up, so there's probably a wee bit of communication between the two. So, yeah, a non-engaged umpire, which I think's David Tomlinson there, probably was helping Simon there a wee bit with that one. But it looked pretty, I was going to say at least a penalty corner. The strokes. Now, what you may not have appreciated here, the stroke taker is not from the shootout people.
No. So Corey Bennett is out here, obviously an expert in this area of the game. And here he goes with the stroke. Save! Whoa! That's a good save.
Well, let's be honest, Corey may have to shout a beer on that one. That was blowing.
He didn't lift it, did he? He was looking to try and get it up.
He underhit that. He's not happy, and he won't be on that.
No, he's just tossed his stick at somebody. So it's at Harry Muskimen. Harry Muskimen coming forward to try and put the Capital ahead. Tension around the ground. Here's Muskimen. Takes it up towards Joyce. And then he just goes around and flicks it in. Scores. 2-1 to the Capital. Stephen Edwards.
So again on that one, you saw how Harry Muskimen just was actually moving Joycey back, and that's when you can put him on the back foot. And when you do they do the big German or the swing around, it means the keeper's off balance, off foot.
So Pontifex is there ready to defend Edwards. He comes at him now. And oh, he missed it!
Off the post!
Hit the post.
Oh no!
It was quick.
It was really
It had him
quick.
beaten.
It did. I almost wanted to think it might have been a wee deflection there, but it was a great effort.
Now if this goes in, this will be the title, won't it? This is the last.
So here we're squaring up here. So this is the...
Dane Lett scores this, they'll give Wellington the title, won't it?
That's the trouble with these, you need to be recording it as you go. So big pressure here.
Dane Lett takes the ball past the keeper and then had a look to flick at the goal and misses.
So we've got to go to the next, we've got to go to the last.
George Muir.
So yeah, you were quite correct. If he'd put this in, that would have been the game. So again, Pontiac comes in. Pontiac saves this.
George Muir is an experienced player.
Yep.
He's a very skillful player, so is Pontifex. 38 years of age, he's had a lot of international experience. He walks around, he gets himself ready mentally, makes sure the goal where he expects it to be, and it is. So here's George Muir to level it up. Holds the ball and then tries to go around Pontifex again.
Nice work.
He gets it past him, cleverly done.
Was cleverly done. Pushed him one way, dragged back
2-2.
Just maybe mobility's just lacking there a little bit, but it is hard. Yep.
Daniel Harris.
Yeah, George did very well. He actually went a left to right twice, and they just put him off. So we're all squared up. We're back to now. This one here could win the match.
Daniel Harris with the ball.
Is it? Oh, it's off
the post again.
Hey, we've got hockey going. I thought that looked really good.
Well, so now it goes to sudden death, does it? Or they? Yep.
Yep, just wide. So it is sudden death, and they can. Some of the rules in here is that they can change the order of the shootout takers.
Yeah, well, the shootout goes to the Capital first now, doesn't it?
Yes.
They swap that over.
So that reverses, but they can change the order of who takes it. So in theory, you're going to put your strongest shootout taker as the first one.
Mm. So Hemant Lala just going over to have a discussion with his players. Dave Kossuth is right out there with his team.
Yeah, that's just been a change in the last couple of years. It was only 2 years ago that only the manager could be out there, and the coaches weren't allowed out with their players. So does this look like the boy?
This has been working.
Van Workum. Can he do it for Capital?
There he comes out to meet Joyce.
Wee dummy, and he's put him off. He's
Yes, skillfully done.
Okay.
He's obviously the strongest at it.
Yep, I did well.
So this is number 15, Jerem. And this is sudden death now, so he must score.
So Wee dummy just put Joycey on his feet, and you know, again, he just couldn't get back up in time. So Kayla Duran.
Oh, there he comes. Pontifex out to meet him. Jerem tries to go round. Does his best. Hey!
There we have
Wellington win the Challenge Shield. Kyle Pontifex saves the penalty. And the Capital can celebrate. They've won on a shootout.
And have they ever won? What a great end to a game. Kyle Pontifex, just Pontifex with that last save, just keeping his cool, slowing up Durham, and the reality is he was able to just get a stick on the ball and put it over the baseline. So the host town comes through with winning the champion trophy for 2018. So we've just got Brian just going down. We've now got the presentations shortly and some interviews. So Brian Woodall's just shooting down to the front while we're waiting on the senior team. So there will be an official presentation straight after that. But congratulations to the Capital Cobras, winners of the 2018 Ford National Hockey League men's final against the Tiger Turf North Harbour side. Great final, had everything in it. Harbour being down 1-0 right to the end of the game, pulled their keeper off in about the 4th minute, and the pressure from that meant that Kieran Durham was able to snatch a goal that equalised or tied up the game off the left-hand post, which gave them an opportunity for the shootout. But fine win by the Capital Cobras, and worthy finalists in this year's 2018 Ford National Hockey League. But well played to North Harbour as well.
I love you, man, but I'm not backing you to score a penalty like that.
So just while we're setting up here, we just like to thank our sponsors once more. Ford, naming right sponsor of the Ford National Hockey League. Vantage, principal partner of Hockey New Zealand. Educare, New Zealand Community Trust, Trillion Trust, Absolutely Positively Wellington City Council, and our host association for these competitions over the weekend and the last week, Wellington Hockey. These people, I think we're just going to Brian now for the interview.
What?
Well, the 3 chairs are being completed. Dane, the smile is a mile wide on your face. A great moment.
Yeah, it is a great moment. Yeah, we haven't won for a few years, and especially at home, it's pretty special.
Tough final.
Yeah, it was a close encounter, and they came back well, and they piled a bit of pressure on, so it was probably good we got through to the draw, and shootout's one of those things, can kind of go either way, and good having a guy like Kyle in the back there, showed a bit of experience for us.
It's not a fun way to decide a competition, though, is it?
Nah, it's a bit of a crappy way, you know, like there's got to be a winner and a loser, and you know it can kind of go either way. And it was a pretty even contest, so probably deserving of a draw, but we'll be happy to be on the receiving end this time.
Exactly, you can lift the trophy. A good crowd, and it was a good game of hockey.
Yeah, I think it was played pretty well. Like there wasn't probably too many opportunities either way. It was a real tight contest, but it was enjoyable to be part of, and I'm sure it was good to watch.
And celebrate with you boys.
Thank you, cheers guys.
Dane Lett, captain of the winning side for the Capital. They'll get the Challenge Trophy very shortly, but an ideal finish to the week of hockey here, and Dane Lett, obviously a very happy man. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody's getting a little bit cold out here, so we'll get through this fairly quickly. What a wonderful end to next week's Ford National Hockey League fitting final between Capital and North Harbour. Let me introduce you to those who are at the presentation table. Jackie Tomlinson, Tournament Director. Peter Miskimen, Chief Executive of Sport New Zealand. Matt Carmen, Capital City Ford Dealer Principal.
Where are they?
Ian Francis, Chief Executive
I don't know who they
of
are.
Hockey New Zealand, and Kit Taylor, Chief Executive of Hockey Wellington. Firstly, let me invite the Chief Executive of Hockey New Zealand, Ian Francis, to come forward and say a few words.
Thanks, Brian. Big round of applause for our finalists, Capital and North Harbour. Wow, what a fun.
Classic.
On behalf of Hockey New Zealand, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Ford New Zealand. It's really good having you here today, mate. Thank you very much. Your support. To Advantage, who are our naming rights partner for the Blacksticks. We really appreciate your support. To Educare, who supported our ball kids today. Thank you very much for their support, and a big round of applause for our ball kids all week. It's a big thank you to Jackie and the team, the umpires and officials. Thank you so much for all your work this week. Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie.
I just want to have a little opportunity to mention our Pro League, which starts next year, 27th of January. Our first match is the Netherlands, North Harbour Stadium. It'd be great to have as many people travelling from around the country as we can. And then following the week of that, we'll play Belgium on the Friday night, 1st of February. There's matches in North Harbour and Christchurch next year. It'll be fantastic to get as many of our people around the country supporting the team. Finally, just a big thank you to Kit Taylor, Wellington Hockey and your team for what you've done. And then for everyone who's travelled, thank you so much. Have safe travels back to where you, to your home base. Thank you.
Thank you, Ian. Right, the awards, we'll get through those relatively quickly. The first one is the Pritchard Cup, the top umpire. It's presented by Jackie Tomlinson, who had no say in the voting on this. It goes to David Tomlinson.
Hey.
The Just Hockey Top Goal Scorer to be presented by Kit Taylor and the clear winner, Corey Gordon. The Ford MVP Trophy presented by Matt Carmen, and I'm sure there were a lot of contenders for this, but the winner of the Ford MVP Trophy is Dane Lett. The Ramesh Patel Shield, the symbol of regional supremacy, presented by Peter Miskimen today,
And the winner of that award is to be accepted by a board member from Canterbury, Nick Harris. The bronze medals have already been presented because they've gone home. Have their bronze medals, or they will be sent to them. The silver medals, to be presented by Ian Francis, go to North Harbour. A chance to get George Muir just to say a few words. Congratulations on your medal.
Right. Firstly, congratulations to Dane and the Cobras coming into the week. We knew that you guys had your sights firmly set on the Shield, and we knew you'd be our toughest competition coming into the week, especially at home. And today you put a really gutsy performance out there and really played with a lot of composure. And I think you deserved your place in the final, and then out there in the field you put a really good performance. So congratulations. To our team, Nuggets boys, congratulations on a gutsy week. It didn't always go our way, but we always hung in there and fought back, and credit to Dave, Ricky, Pip, Alan, Woody and our management team. Cheers guys. Thanks to all the supporters for coming down to Wellington. Congratulations to the other North Harbour teams for your gold medals. Well done guys. To the officials and the umpires, thanks for your effort over the week, as well as the ball kids and to Wellington Hockey. Pretty good to get about 7 good days in Wellington. Alright. Yeah, congratulations again, Wellington. Good night, boys.
Thank you very much, George. Finally, the presentation of medals going to the capital side from Kit Taylor from Hockey Wellington and Wellington gold medal winners. While those medals are being presented, a chance just to hear a few words from Dane Lee.
Yeah, firstly, just big thanks to Harbour. George and Dave, you guys have had an awesome week. Likewise, we knew coming into this year that you guys would be probably the toughest competition, and you've kind of continued your form from last year. And I think today was probably deserving of a draw. There was opportunities either way, and it was a real tight contest. But shootouts are one of those things. Someone's got to be a winner and someone's got to be a loser, unfortunately. And we're happy it's our day today, and I'm sure you guys will have your day another one. Thank you to the umpires, Dave and Simon. It's been enjoyable having you guys all week, and all the other guys. You guys done a good job, and the boys played and umpired in good spirits. Thank you to New Zealand Hockey and Wellington Hockey for hosting. It's been an awesome week. Weather's been great, but just the whole tournament's run really smoothly. It's been a really enjoyable one from us. To our team, well done boys. We set our sights this year on bringing the Shield home again, and it's awesome to get it done. Big thank you to Heman, Amrit, Alan for all their work behind the scenes, managing and coaching the team, and Wellington Hockey and Capital for their support, and Rico for our sponsorship. Lastly, just a big thanks to all our fans that turned out. We've had awesome support every game all week. We've really enjoyed playing at home, and we hope NHL will be back here not too far in the future. So thanks a lot. Cheers.
Thank you very much, Dane, who now needs to go and get his gold medal, because the time has come for the final presentation of the day, and to present the Challenge Shield to the winner. Here is Peter McSkinnon, and Peter, the winners, of course, are Capital.
Big bloody shield.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for attending this week, for attending this tournament and the final.
Clear.
We look forward to seeing you around the National Hockey Stadium again sometime in the future. But thank you very much, and you can help Wellington and Capital celebrate their title.
Are we clear? Are we clear?